best buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden. I love making everything that has to do with junk journals, and if this is something you enjoy too, please subscribe. Speaking of subscribers, I have a 500 subscriber giveaway, and I'm getting mighty close. A shout out to Soldad, Nancy, Maybelline, Christine, Anita, Robin, Elsa, Gilsa, I'm not sure how to say that one, Geisil. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I'm butchering it. Lynn, Sue, Stephanie. Oh, I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys, we're going to make these cute little fellas today. I'm going to call them junk journal word tags. And they can be on our spring journals. So let me put this away and I'll show you how I made them. So I have these punches right here. One's an oval, one's a circle. And this one's called Clear Cut Punch. And this one is my Paper Studio. They're kind of hard for me to punch. This one especially. I'm not sure why this one's so hard for me. But I actually have to put them down on the ground and push them like this. So instead of doing all that on the video, I decided to punch some out. So I've already got some punched out of some different springy colors. And I also have some lace that's in a roll like this. Now you can use net. You could use anything that is, you have a fairly decent sized piece, because what we're going to do is we're going to take our glue and we're going to, let's see, what colors do we want to do today? I think I'd like to do a pink one. I haven't done a solid pink one yet. We're going to put some, I'm using Fabric Tack glue right here, and I'm just going to put some around the edge, enough glue to be able to adhere this lace to my piece of cardstock. And I am going to leave a little bit of an edge right here because I want some of it to hang over the side. So let me go ahead and let's do a round pink one. I hope everyone is doing wonderful today, and if not, I hope that that turns around for you very quickly. All right, so we've got that completed. Now let's go ahead and cut these out. Like I said, I'm going to trim around this, leaving some lace on the edge of the cardstock. So there's lace around the edge, and then there we go. All right, and then let's do the circle. Move this roll out of the way and cut this quickly. Whoops. It's a little much. I don't need that much around. You can trim it as close as you'd like, but you definitely need some to be around the edge. Now we can use this piece right here, so we're going to save this piece like that. Now I'm going to clean this table off here real quick, and I'll show you what I did next. Next, you'd like to get your lace scraps, your ribbon scraps, your fabric scraps, even some of your string if you would like. And we're going to make a little stack. Like here, I made this little stack just like that. And then this stack composes these. So this one, I'm going to show you this one, is this. So you're just going to make little piles of lace or ribbon, or whatever it is that you would like to put on your word tag. So I would like this, I believe. I think I would like that on my word tag. Now that's a little long, so I'm going to have to give that a little trim. Also, I used a piece of tracing paper. And so here's my tracing paper. You just need one ply, unless I did these two different ways. Let me get my examples again. All right, this one, I put the tracing paper on top of the lace card, and one on the back and one on the front. So it gave it a more muted look. This one, I only put the tracing paper on the back. I did not put a piece of tracing paper on the front, and it gave it a little sharper look. So this is the one without the tracing paper on the top of the cardstock with the lace, and this one is. They really look totally different. So let's go ahead and this is the way I found it easy. I just put it on top like this. I went ahead and I'm using my, is this the one? Yeah, the larger zigzag cut, and it's called the Paper Shapers. Trademark is the name of the scissors. And so I'm just going to cut this piece off so I have a little easier to work with to show you. Once again, I'm cutting it a little larger than the actual cardstock oval, like that. Now, if I'm going to put one on top, I will do another one. I am not going to cut it as large. Actually, I'm going to cut it just a little smaller than this oval, but I got to get it down to the size so I can figure out how to make it small. Otherwise, I get it way too small. I guess I just don't judge very well without some kind of a piece to judge with. All right, so we're just going to make it just a little smaller. So it fits just a little smaller on top. It's hard to see, isn't it? It's very hard to see that. All right. So there's going to be one. So where's my oval? Here it is. There's going to be one that's going to have one in front and one behind. And then I'll make one with just one behind. A piece of the one behind, meaning the piece of tracing paper behind the cardstock that's covered in lace. And we make this one a little larger than the actual piece of cardstock that's covered with lace. All right, so we'll put that in the back like that. All right, so here we are. One's one way and one's the other way. Now I have taken my little butterfly punch. It is the Paper Studio punch, and I am actually going to punch out pink ones. You can punch out, oh goodness, I have trouble with my hands not being strong enough. There we go. Excuse me, my voice keeps wanting to go gurgly. Okay, this one I used the same paper. I just inked it up so it would show up better. And let me get this one. I used a different piece of paper to cut my butterfly out. It just matched nicely. Here again, I took a different one, but it was similar to the colors that are underneath, like there. Sorry about that, light just dimmed because the sunlight just went dim outside. I noticed that. So let's go ahead and ink our little butterflies up, that will make them stand out a little better. If you don't, I found that if I don't ink them, because I did try it not inking it, it didn't make the, see, they kind of lose themselves. But then when you ink it, you put it on there, they pop so you can see them. So we'll go ahead and we will ink this up just like that. All right, now what I did is I took my, I think they're called light bulb safety pins, I think, I'm not positive, and I found some beads that will go on here because we're going to push them all the way up to the top here, and we're going to want to do this first before we put anything else on our, that didn't go on very easily. I don't want to fight with them on camera. When I'm not on camera, I'll fight with them, but I don't want to fight with them. All right, so just slip them on. I used 3. This one I used 3 pearls. These are just kind of fat beads. Any bead you want that will fit on this and go all the way around to the top will be beautiful. Next, what I did was I took these words that I printed off and purchased from my porch prints. I think that's where they were from. And I cut them out. I printed them on some cardstock, so it's a little thicker. It's not like real thin paper. And I took my glossy accents and I put the glossy accents on top. I took a hard piece of paper, I put it on top, I did this, I set it aside, I had to let it dry for a couple hours. This one I went ahead and did earlier, and it has the glossy accents on it. It makes it firmer, it makes it stand out, it kind of gives it a little depth. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this one. So this is what, well, here it is. This is what you will need to put on your pen next, is your word. I chose Bloom and Grow because I'm thinking of the spring journal. So I'm going to just push it right in. I'm not using my punch because there's not enough room for me to use my punch. I'd be cutting out the B or the L or the B and the L. I just didn't want that. So I just went ahead and just pushed it on. Now you'll want to put on your cluster that you decided to put together of your pieces, whatever it is that you've chosen. Just a few. Right here I've got 3 pieces of lace and 1 piece of ribbon. Next, we'll want to take our small punch, this one right here, or your crocodile, excuse me, whatever it is that you use to get your small punch, and just punch your small punch, punch a hole right there is what I'm trying to say. Now you'll want to feed your safety pin right through there like this. I'm going to go ahead and cut these because I do not want them this long. I'm just going to cut them off just like that. Now this butterfly I'm going to glue right on the cardstock that has the lace, and I'm putting it way over to the side. I am using my fabric tack again. I'll show you my fabric tack. And then I'm going to get my little pearls and my pin, and I'm going to put a little pearl on my butterfly. Add my glue first because I don't trust this glue that's on here. I don't think it will hold very well. And I just put it right on there like that. Isn't that adorable? Now, if you were using this one and you were going to put it on, you go ahead and get your tracing paper on the back, and I go ahead and trim a little bit more off the top where my lace is, because otherwise it's going to make your pin the things aren't going to swing nicely on there. Take your punch through both pieces of tracing paper, the one on the top and the one on the bottom. Get it in between. Let go of it. There we go. And then you just take your pin and you go through that. I should have done 2 of these with the glossy accents, and then I could show you what both of these look like. Might steal one off another one. Alright, so when you put your butterfly on this one, I put my butterfly on the top piece of tracing paper and not the top of the cardstock that has the lace on it. And I put it off to the side. I went ahead and put a little dab of glue in the center of my butterfly where the body is, and I added my jewel. You could add all kinds of jewels, the blingy kind, whatever you choose. So let me go ahead and I'm going to take one of these other ones and I'm going to take it apart. Just take off this part. I'm going to put the pieces on of lace, the layers of lace. This one has a little bit of, I'm not too sure what that is, but it's like a lining. Where is my other pink one? Oh my goodness, guys, I've lost my other piece of pink one. Where did it go? My oval, my circle. Here it is. Here's my circle. Here it is. I've got it. This is the one that doesn't have the tracing paper on the top. So this is the way, get this straight for y'all. See, it moves, which is really, really nice to have it moving. This is the one that doesn't have the tracing paper on top. This is the one that has the tracing paper on top. 2 different looks. They're both very sweet and very, very pretty. And I really appreciate you coming and joining me while we did our crafts. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.